this in front of the parking lot. It could be mistaken for a kamikaze training session. I went to high school at Smith Cotton, and as soon as the bell rings, everyone is flying to get to the red light first. One of those days I was pulling out and a car cut me off coming backwards, a car cut me off to get to the stoplight first. And I realized that the driver was in my high school speech class and had just identified bad drivers were for pet peeves. After I got home that day, my dad greeted me at the door with a lot of self-explanatory questions such as, "Are you out of school?" And "Where did you park at?" I answered these questions with yes or no answers because they kind of annoyed me. And I turned around and saw his face and realized that I heard him, and I apologized and gave him full answers, explained that it wasn't really out and where I parked. That same night, watching TV, the news said that stress was the #1 killer among Americans. And I wondered if that was in part to our never-ending pet peeves that we seem to have for each other. In the world, there are 7 billion plus people, and every one of us has a pet peeve towards another person. Something that you do annoys someone else, whether you know it or not. Among those 7 billion plus people, a big part of the population says that teenagers have the most pet peeves, and are also the ones who voice them the most. Because I'm a teenager, I've had plenty of time to research and collect the correct data for this speech. The reason why I don't think peeves make very good pets is because, first of all, they make you look like a hypocrite. Also, they hurt relationships, and they cause a lot of stress. Whenever you're stressed at little things, you forget about the big picture. You forget how to laugh. You forget about the rest of the day you have ahead of you. If you focus on the pet peeve that made you mad in that instant, you forget about the other 6 billion things that weren't correctly that you were just happy about 2 seconds ago. Pet peeves make a bad day worse. And once you voice a pet peeve that you have with someone, they stop worrying about what they're doing, and they start focusing on how you view them and what they're doing that's wrong. Also, pet peeves hurt relationships. If you're in a relationship and you're constantly telling your sister or your brother or your significant other that something they do is annoying you, then that's not very good constructive criticism. They're going to either stop talking to you or talk less to you or talk differently to you. It'll probably stop the relationship from growing or make it grow in a negative way. Also, if you walk into, let's say you walk into a coffee shop and you see this person who manages to act out all of your pet peeves, if you could list them 1 to 10, they managed to act out all of them in a 10-minute time range, so you just walk right past them. You could have just potentially walked past an amazing relationship, but they annoyed you, so you decided not to risk it. Also, whatever your pet peeve is, it makes you look like a hypocrite. If your pet peeve is bad driving, at some point in time, to someone else, you are going to be a bad driver. Everyone has a different idea of what a good driver is. It's usually themselves, and because you're not them, you are a bad driver. If you are thinking about the right thing to do and someone doesn't do it, then that annoys you, but their perspective of right is much different than yours. I hope that I've helped you guys see why peeves are not very good pets. In conclusion, I'd like to remind you that laughing is a good thing, and you can just let go and relax. Alexander Pope said, "To err is human, but to forgive is divine." Thank you.